Tonight, the President of the United States is at fierce odds with some of this country's oldest allies and both of its neighbors, democracies, all of them. And at the same time, the president appears to be getting cordial with a bitter enemy, a nuclear-armed Stalinist regime led by a murderous dictator who presides over perhaps the planet's most repressive regime. When the president yesterday slapped tariffs on steel from Europe, Mexico, and Canada, the administration called it a national security move. And today, Canada is taking umbrage at being labeled, in its view, a threat to U.S. security. Today, the president hosted dictator Kim Jong-un's top envoy at the White House. They posed for this grip and grin shot on the lawn outside, spent 2 hours together in preparation for the summit that the president now says is once again back on in its originally scheduled time slot, you might say. And just a short time ago, we got a picture of the letter from Kim the envoy delivered. But keeping him honest, it seems the storyline to the summit has changed just a little, which is raising questions, even among some top Republicans, about whether the president's eagerness to make a deal could lead him to make a bad deal. Here's what Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said.
It's going to be quite a challenge, and I think for these situations to work, you have to not want the deal too much. If you fall in love with the deal, and it's too important for you to get it, and the details become less significant, you could get snookered.
Senator McConnell went on to say, and I'm quoting here, and I think the president is fully aware of that as he goes into it. However, when you consider some of what the president said today and contrast it with what's been said about the summit up until now by the president or the White House, it certainly gives weight to Senator McConnell's warning. Here's how the administration has been describing its goal for the Singapore talks.
North Korea has the opportunity to end decades of poverty and oppression by following the path of denuclearization.
The conversation is going to be focused on denuclearization of the peninsula. The goal and the purpose of these conversations would be to have complete and total denuclearization of the peninsula.
Denuclearization. The denuclearization of the Korean peninsula.
Total denuclearization will remain the top priority. The president's laid out what he wants to see as a commitment to denuclearization. That has not changed.
I'll be meeting with Kim Jong-un in the coming weeks as we seek to denuclearize the North Korean area and the entire Korean peninsula.
So, denuclearization of the entire Korean peninsula, the stated goal. Now, not so much.
I think it's a getting to know you meeting plus, and that can be a very positive thing.
A getting to know you meeting plus. In an administration of first, there's another one. Whatever else you might think of the summit, that does sound like a far different agenda than eliminating all nuclear weapons from the Korean peninsula. Human rights might not be on the agenda either. Here's the president first talking about today's meeting.
We did not talk about human rights.
Do you expect to talk about it on June 12th?
Could be, yeah, could be. I think we probably will, and maybe in great detail. We did not talk about human rights.
So human rights, the answer is could be, probably will. That was criticized by many who want a tougher line against North Korea, as was the president preemptively deferring what he said were, quote, hundreds of sanctions that were ready to go. He did not say if he got any concessions in return for taking some of the pressure off Pyongyang, only saying again, quoting here, why would I do that when we're talking so nicely? The envoy from the North's original mission was, as you saw just a moment ago, to simply present the president with a letter from his boss, which, as you see, he certainly did, a very big letter. What's not clear is if the president actually read the letter, because first he indicated he did, and then he said he didn't. So first he said this.
This was a meeting where a letter was given to me by Kim Jong-un, and that letter was a very nice letter. Oh, would you like to see what was in that letter? Would you like? How much? How much? How much?
Why don't you give us the flavor of what the letter says?
It was a very interesting letter, and at some point it may be appropriate, and maybe I'll be able to give it to you. Maybe you'll be able to see it, and maybe fairly soon.
So he seemed to be saying he read the letter. He said it was very nice, very interesting. Then again, what he said next suggests that perhaps he was simply impressed by the size of it.
I haven't seen the letter yet. I purposely didn't open the letter. I haven't opened it. I didn't open it in front of the director.
So you can decide for yourself what that means. All in all, quite a day at the White House.